G'day, Steve Morgan here, Fishing Monthly magazines with Garry Fitzgerald from CJ Boats. We've tested a lot of CJ boats in the past, but this, Garry, one of the newer models, a CJ Territory, and we have tested a Territory before, but not one in this size. Tell us the story of this variably named Territory.
So the Territory was an older model from CJ. We revamped that style. We got a lot of requests for that style for this particular deck layout. We brought it back as a console model, which is this one's a side console, can come as a centre console as well. And we've done it, upgraded it. We've gone to the new Ultimate Edge 2 transom. We've upgraded that, and it kind of went off like a firecracker. It was released at Brisbane Boat Show last year. On the confidence of that, we've kind of just tweaked the range. This one's a 493 and it's now being just upgraded and it's going to be a 503 going forward, and they'll be coming out into the marketplace real soon.
So the boat we're testing today, it's the CJ Territory 493, but if you're Googling it or researching it or in a CJ catalogue, it'll be the 503. What's the story between the different naming? Is it different conventions and how you're supposed to measure them nowadays?
Yeah, look, we changed the hull slightly, and it's all to do with like Australian builders plates, getting it more accurate. 503 is probably just a touch over that, but we're trying to get more accurate boat sizes. CJ, we traditionally kind of underspec ours, so we're getting it back kind of where a lot of the other market guys are in measuring or stating where their boat sizes are.
Yep, and that's what you want. You want a bit of consistency, I suppose. When you're buying a boat, you want to know that a 5 metre is a 5 metre and they're apples for apples. Tell us a little bit about the internal configuration of this boat. It's very weight back with casting decks on the front and the helm moved back a little bit. Tell us the logic behind that setup.
So the Territory's more for lure and fly guys, and for cast netters as well, I suppose. It's about using the space of the boat to the best use. So what we've done, a lot of CJ models have a anchor well up into that front of the boat. We've smartly reconfigured that and put it under the front casting deck so that you can get right up the nose if you've got your motor guide or your Minn Kota right up there. You want to be looking where that's looking to get that lure or fly right in where you want it. In saying that, it's given us bigger deck space as well, so you can get more. There's more dancing room up there for a couple of guys. Yep. And more storage space underneath. The other thing that people were asking for in the Territory is they want it tougher. So we've built it tougher. We've gone to extra ribs. We've gone slightly deeper sides in the latest hull configuration, and it's just been a smash hit for us.
This one here is powered by the Mercury, 90 horsepower. It's a 2.1 litre four-stroke and it's an established platform that's been around for 4 or 5 years. Fitzy, I noticed this one is fitted on a CJ trailer. I know there's a story behind getting additional warranty if you get the appropriate trailer from the manufacturer.
Look, we have a 2-year warranty as standard on our boats. If you get a CJ boat on the CJ trailer, this one's the C-section galvanised, you get an extra 12 months warranty on top of the standard warranty for free.
Well, CJ Boats, they're an awesome Australian-built boat. They're put together in Bundaberg. The trailers are made in Australia. We had to strap an American motor on the back, but let's take this Aussie rig for a ride and come back to you with some performance stats. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that little montage of this CJ territory playing around on the Broadwater on the Gold Coast in southeast Queensland. What we like to do at Fishing Monthly, of course, is we like to get some of the measurable fuel and speed data and come back to you with some performance statistics. Well, I can report to you that this boat here, the optimal cruising speed, 3,500 RPM at 36 kilometres an hour. At that point, it only uses 12 litres per hour, which gives you an economy of 3 kilometres per litre burned. And with a 90 litre tank under there, that gives you a theoretical range of well over 250 kilometres. Put the hammers down on this Mercury 2.1 litre, 90 horsepower. She goes 63 kilometres an hour, but that economy drops down to 1.9 kilometres per litre. Very trim sensitive, this boat. You know, you can plough along with that V in the nose, pushing along, throws up a bit of spray, but as soon as you get into some open water and you trim this boat up, that hull gets up and out of the water, much lighter in the steering and a much more comfortable ride. But when it gets rough, you can trim that nose down and drive this hull as it was intended to be driven. The console itself, I like CJ consoles. We've tested a lot of CJs before. Little things make a difference to me. Things like this little hatch. It's a place to put your sunnies, your keys, your mobile phones. Just keeps them out of the weather and out of the road. Beside it here, you can mount a sounder up to 12 inches. No room for flush mounting any sounders, but it does hold Mercury's little vessel view 4 gauge here quite nicely. The whole console itself in this boat is actually quite a long way back. That territory style boat, it keeps all of the weight, the consoles and all of the drivers back, and it gives you this massive amount of front deck. Now, I also like down the back that the transom is actually full height. There's no cutout. So if you're reversing into a big sea, if you don't want that low point of water ingress, these boats are for you. They look good. They've got a nice flat sheet of aluminium across with a couple of access points where you can store some gear, but it's a nice high thing. And in the territory, of course, they like that because it keeps crocodiles out. In the transom here, you've got a couple of features. You've got the live bait tank here, so that'll keep your liveys alive. It's plumbed in, it's got a pump on it, but you've also got this fold-away boarding ladder. So the boarding ladder, you really need that at the ramp. This is such a high-gunneled, high-sided boat. You need that to climb in. You cannot climb over the side of this boat when it's up on the trailer. Supplied on the single axle trailer, very manoeuvrable. Even though this is a big tough boat, it doesn't need a twin axle trailer. Some of the little things I like about the CJ boats are the fact that they really maximise the functionality of this front casting deck. And if you have a look underneath, there is a lot of depth in this casting. I go down there and that's probably 45, 50 centimetres deep, and you can access it in all these different places. So they've got these nice carpet covered hinges that don't burn your feet off in the middle of summer, and you can keep a lot of gear under there. Now, right up the front, of course, they've got what Fitzy talked about before. They've got this hidden anchor well, comes in over the front. You've got a cleat there and your anchor can stay out, and that lets you get right up near the front of the boat to keep as many, you can fish 2 people up on this front deck. It's quite an effective option. So there's a lot of beam in this boat. It's 2.24 metres wide. There's a lot of length in this boat to get you and 2 or 3 of your mates out fishing. For more information, you can visit www.cjboats.com.au for all of the specifications. This one came from Nitro Marine on the Gold Coast, powered by that 90 Mercury. It was mid to high $40,000 packages. So see your local CJ dealer, see what outboards they've got and see what deals they can do for you.